Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to TechBeans. Today, we're going to be comparing the Xiaomi CC9 to the Xiaomi Mi 9T or the Redmi K20, the Mi A3. Both these two are one of the best mid-range phones on the market right now. And if you're planning on buying one of these guys, then I'm here to help. One of these two is perfect for you. And yeah, this is going to be a complete comparison. We're going to compare their designs, their displays, the performance, and of course, the big one, the camera comparison. Now, I actually took some pictures before filming this video, and oh my god, was I surprised with the results. I'm pretty sure you will be as well. So we're about to start right now, and without further ado, let the battle begin.
No.
Alright, here we go. Starting off with the design. Now both these phones are very much alike. Both of these guys have Gorilla Glass backs. That is Gorilla Glass 5 of course. So both are equally very durable. But as you've noticed, the Xiaomi CC9 looks a lot more flashy because of that rainbow aurora S-like back 3D design. Now that's a mouthful. Now the Xiaomi Mi 9T looks pretty darn simple, but this is just one of the colors that you can get for the Xiaomi Mi 9T or the Redmi K20. There is another color. Yeah, you can always order the blue one if you find this a little bit boring, because yeah, this is pretty darn cool, just like the Xiaomi CC9 right here. Of course, I find the back of the CC9 just a lot better. For me, it looks a lot cooler because of that S rainbow effect right there. So yeah, it's gonna be a personal preference. Now the only thing that's not cool about the Xiaomi Mi 9T is that it has this very distracting text right here. It has the Mi logo and of course a lot of text right there. It's not as clean as the Xiaomi CC9. Okay, there are a lot of similarities for both phones. Triple cameras, LED flash, headphone jacks, USB Type-C ports, and yeah, the similarities end there. In terms of storage options, the Xiaomi CC9 has expandable storage. The Mi 9T, on the other hand, does not have expandable storage, which is a bummer. That's a huge downside on the Xiaomi Mi 9T, and it's not even a flagship. And here's the major difference. The Mi 9T is using a pop-up camera setup right here. It lights up like that, and of course it has that cute sound. The CC9 has this. Also lights up, but it doesn't have a sound. The Xiaomi Mi 9T is using a pop-up camera setup right here, which allows for this beautiful no-notch display. The Xiaomi CC9 still has a notch, a water drop notch of course. This is the old design, this is the new design. But that doesn't mean that the new design is perfect. It has its flaws. Number one is that the phone is kind of thick. Every no-notch pop-up screen phone that I've reviewed so far has been very thick and heavy. Maybe it's because how it's designed, I'm not sure, but every phone that has this kind of display, they're pretty much the same. Big and chunky. Well, in comparison, the Xiaomi CC9 is very thin and light. While we're on the topic of the displays, both have pros and cons. Now the great thing about the Mi 9T is that it does not have a notch anymore because it has a full screen or all screen no notch display. The CC9 still has one. And let's face it, it's always in the way of the view. It's not as good as what you can see on the Mi 9T. The viewing experience is always going to be better on the Mi 9T. But when it comes to the quality of the display, the Xiaomi CC9 is still better because of that Super AMOLED display. This is only AMOLED. Super AMOLED. The color reproduction on the Xiaomi CC9 is just better. Whites are whiter, blacks are blacker. Everything on a CC9 looks a lot sharper. The icons, the text. This is just better quality right here. But if you just can't stand that notch, the difference in quality on both phones is very minimal. If you don't put them side by side, you will not see the difference. But right here, side by side, the notch is really a deal breaker. Now don't worry about the screen to body ratio. Both have excellent screen to body ratios. Very slim bezels, very slim chins. And when you play games, the Xiaomi Mi 9T looks so much better. You can see a whole lot more of the view because of that wider no-notch display. This is not as wide, it's kind of narrow, but it is a lot taller. And when you play some games, this feels a lot better on my hand because I have small hands. This is bigger and chunkier, not as comfortable as the CC9. It is just the right size and shape for your hands to play with. So better view, better comfort. Now before we go to the main event, which is the cameras, let's do a quick speed test right here just to know how much faster the Mi 9T is compared to the CC9, because yeah, this has a Snapdragon 730, 710. Here we go. First off is the Google Play Store. And the CC9 wins it there. First round. Now for Google Chrome. And the Mi 9T wins this round. Okay, so far so good. And what about YouTube? And it looks like this went first. Just by a split second, of course. Now for my favorite app, Facebook. Okay, it's always the case for the Mi 9T. It's very fast on loading social media apps. And now for Instagram. As you can see, it's really quick on social media. What about rendering a map? It's the CC9. Now for the exciting part, games. Temple Run 2. And there you have it. Okay, so that required extra processing power, and as you've seen, oh, look at that. It's not a full screen display. What the heck? Asphalt 9. Now the Snapdragon 730 processor is quite quick. It's about 20% difference from the Snapdragon 710 processor on the CC9. That 20% difference right there is actually huge. Now for Hungry Shark. And it's not always the case. As you've seen right here, it's all about the optimization. And now for my favorite game, the one I'm addicted to, Mobile Legends. Now, as you may have noticed, the difference in speed while launching apps is not really that huge. It's very minimal, like a split second. Sometimes this is faster, sometimes this is faster. It's not really a huge difference between both phones. There you go. And I just want to show you the scores for both phones. That's a 20% difference right there. Well, actually, that's not really huge. And it's Antutu. It's not really that reliable. Now, here's PUBG. I'm testing out on default settings right here. HD graphics and high frame rates. As you can see, that's the limit that they gave for the phones. But hey, look at that. This is smoother than this one. See that? There's a lag. That's a lot of lag right there. Not so much here. And here we go. And yes, it is apparent. Of course, we're dropping at the same time. Both phones are in the game. Well, that's for the HD graphics and high frame rates. Well, it's a good thing we have a very good friend, the GFX tool. I just maxed out everything right here. Extreme frame rates, HDR graphics, everything. And here's the game at max settings. Here we go. Boom. Just look how smooth that is on the Mi 9T. This is the CC9. Wow. It's very smooth. And as you can see, HDR graphics and extreme frame rates, and of course all of the necessary changes have been made. And of course our test, very smooth, much smoother. But this is not the real test. This is the real test right here. Okay, I can feel the lag. I don't feel the lag right here. And there you go, my friends. That's the difference on both phones. If you want to play PUBG or games that are really heavy, then go for the Xiaomi Mi 9T. It's gonna play games a lot smoother than the Xiaomi CC9. And if you want a great camera phone that can also play PUBG very good or very well, then this is the phone to get, because here we go for the camera comparison. Of course, both have triple camera setups right here. They're a bit different on the third lens though. The Mi 9T is using a telephoto lens, while the CC9 is only using a bokeh lens. Let us see what that looks like. What I noticed on the Xiaomi Mi 9T is that the colors are somewhat warmer. The contrast and the saturation has been bumped up a little bit. Yes, it is a lot more colorful and brighter than the Xiaomi CC9. But in terms of the detail and the overall image quality, the Xiaomi CC9 is just hands down the better camera phone. You can just see a lot more detail on the Xiaomi CC9 right there. If you're a person who really cares about every bit of detail, then the CC9 will not disappoint. It's actually one of the best cameras I have ever seen. It is very capable. The CC9 is priced at the mid-range segment, but the cameras on this thing is flagship level. Not only that, the dynamic range on the CC9 is also better. But the thing is, the Xiaomi CC9 is, kind of dull in comparison to the Mi 9T. On the Mi 9T, I can see some enhancements already. Now here's where things get interesting. Low light. As you can see, the CC9 just crushes the Xiaomi Mi 9T right here. The Mi 9T is just not really good for low light shooting. It's really noisy and very soft. And yes, both do have night mode, but still, the CC9 wins it by a mile. There's still a lot more detail showing on the CC9, while on the Mi 9T, it's just, it looks like a painting. It's very soft and not really usable anymore. And of course, the selfie camera. Like I told you, the Mi 9T has that warm profile, Of course, in terms of image quality, it's still a CC9. It's the same thing in low light. The Xiaomi Mi 9T just cannot compete with the CC9 in terms of overall image quality. The Xiaomi CC9 was really built for camera work. Here's the video. I think the autofocusing on the CC9 is just spot on. It's one of the fastest autofocusing systems I have ever seen, not just on a phone, but also in a camera in general. That's just how impressive the CC9 is. It is just crazy. Now, both phones can only record up to 4K at 30 frames per second. The 4K at 60 frames per second is reserved for the Snapdragon 855 processor. The only problem with video though is that it's really shaky, even though it has image stabilization turned on. This is really bad. And that's pretty much it for this comparison. I think the CC9 is the better phone. It just is. Well, it's just for me because overall, I would love to have a great camera phone. I really do. And the game experience is just pretty much on par. And of course, the ergonomics is just much better and the battery is also a little bit bigger. And of course, the external storage. That is why I just cannot recommend the Mi 9T over the CC9 because of that. Sometimes we just need more storage, you know? But that's just me, of course. If these two are not your thing, then what about the Xiaomi Mi A3? We're gonna be reviewing that soon. It has the same great cameras as the CC9, but the software is different. It's not MIUI, it's stock Android. Android One. So I'm really excited about it. I'm sure you are as well. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss it. This is Vince the Maker from TechBeans, and I'll see you on the next video.